Hi friends, welcome to Krishna's Tech Info. In this video we can see about rsync. Rsync is a remote sync which is commonly used for copying and synchronizing files and directories. You can synchronize files and directories remotely or locally in Linux or Unix systems. You can also copy the files and directories across disks and networks to perform the data backups and mirroring between two Linux machines. The main advantage of the rsync is it can copy and sync files to and from a remote system. The rsync supports copying links, devices, owners, groups, and permissions. The rsync is faster than SCP because it uses the remote update protocol, which transfers just the difference between two sets of files. So, if you copy the whole content of a file or directory from the source to destination, if you again next time copy the same file, it will not copy the same file again. It will skip that file and it will copy the other remaining files. The another advantage of rsync is it consumes less bandwidth and it also uses the compression method and decompression method while sending and receiving the data. So it consumes very less bandwidth during the transfer. First we can see the installation method for it. If you don't have the rsync installed in your system, you can install it using the yum install rsync command, and for Ubuntu you can use the apt-get install rsync command. Using this command you can install in Ubuntu. So next we can see about some options that are available in rsync. We can use the manual command to check the options that are available in rsync. Now give man and rsync. Now we can see the options that are available. You can see the syntax for this rsync, and you need to provide the options for the rsync. And if you are going to transfer to a remote machine, you can give the username of that remote machine and you can specify the host IP address, then the source and the destination to which you are going to copy it. You can use both the pull and push method, so we can see all those examples later. You can also see the other options that are available. Using the port option, you can transfer files and directories. Next we can see the options that are available. You can see the features here. Just I've told the some features of rsync. You can see the other available features of rsync here. If we come down, here you can see the usage with the examples for copying the files and directories locally. And then advanced usage, you can copy the files from one host to another. We can see it now. And here you can see the options that are available. Most commonly used options are -verbrows, which will give you more information about the command we are running. The archive mode allows you to copy the files recursively. It also preserves the symbolic links, that is the soft link, file permissions, user and group ownership, and timestamps. So you can use the archive mode when you are going to preserve some soft link, file permissions, and the other information. The -z option is used to compress the file data during the transfer. You can also set the compression level here, the numbers. So you can also see the other options like exclude, include. In this video we can see some most options that we use mostly. First we can see how to copy a file or directory locally. Here I have created 3 files, rel1, rel2, rel3. Just I am going to transfer it. You can use the option -z bh and we can transfer rel1 and rel2. So we can add the source file first and next the destination directory. I'm going to transfer it to root. Now give enter. Now you can see the message, the 2 files are sent. Now we can check in the destination directory, change directory root, and here you can see the rel1 and rel2 is copied to this directory. In this way you can transfer your files within the local machine using this command. Next, we can see how to copy or sync the files and directory to or from a server. This CentOS machine IP is 1.8. I'm going to use another machine which is Ubuntu, which has IP 1.10. So I'm going to transfer those files to the another server. Rsync avz, and I'm going to copy the rel directory. Now I'm going to copy the rel directory to the Ubuntu machine. So we can use the username user1. You can use the user of the remote machine and the path you are going to transfer those files. Now we can see the files are successfully transferred to the remote server. Now we can check the files in the Ubuntu machine. Now we can see the directory rel which is transferred now. You can see the 3 files. You can also transfer the files from the remote to the local machine or server. You just need to use the same command. You can just add the information for the destination server here and the files that you need to copy to the local machine, and then you can specify the path just need to be copied. You can specify the destination directory here, so you can copy the files from the remote server to the local machine. Now we can see how to copy a file from a remote server to a local machine using SSH rsync -a vzhe ssh user1 at 192.168.1.10 colon home user1 rel, and we can copy it to a temporary directory. Now give enter. Now you can see the files from the remote machine is now copied to the local machine. rel1, rel3, rel4 is copied. Now we can see the temp directory. Here you can see the 3 files. In this way you can also copy a file from a local server to the remote server with SSH. For that you can just provide the source first, and you can add the destination server IP and the destination directory here on the right side, so you can copy the files from the local server to the remote machine. Next we can see how to show the progress while transferring the data. For this we can transfer the test.mp4 file to the CentOS machine, which is 1.8. rsync -avz he ssh -progress. This is the option we are going to use to show the progress during the transfer. You can add the source file, and now we can check we can add the destination server IP address and the username. Now give enter. Now we can see the progress here. So using the -progress option, you can see the progress for the data transfer. Next we can see how to use the include and exclude option. I'm going to create some test files. Here you can see the files with test1, test3, and rel1, rel3, and rel4. Now I'm going to exclude some files and transfer it to the remote server. So we can use the command rsync -avze ssh-include. I'm going to transfer only the test files that are created now. So I'm going to include. So you can use the quotes, and you can mention the prefix for the files, and in exclude you can add the others. So exclude asterisk, so it will exclude the other files. Now we can give the destination 1.8 /home /root /desktop. Now give enter. After the exclude option, you need to specify the source first and next the destination. Now we can see the files test1, test2. Now we can see the files test1, test3 are copied to the remote server. We can check now. Now here you can see the test1, test3 is copied to the root desktop directory. This way you can exclude and include files and directories during data transfer. You can use the delete option to delete the files that are not there in the source directory. Next we can see how to set the maximum size of files to be transferred. So if you want to transfer only the files of specific size, you can mention the size. You can use this command and just we can see the option that we are going to use. You can use the -max size equal to, and you can mention the size here. If you want to set the limit to 500 KB, so you can give it 500K. So the 500 KB files will be transferred. The file size with the above 500 KB will be rejected. So with using this option, you can set the maximum file size to be transferred. You can also automatically delete the source files after successful transfer. For that, you can use the -remove source files option. This will remove the source files after successful transfer. And if you want to do a dry run with rsync, you can use the -dry run. Using this option, it will not make any changes during the dry run of the command. It only shows the output of the command, so you can see the exact working of that command that you are going to execute. So this option will be very useful if you are new to rsync command. The option is -dry run. You can use this command. The last option we can see is how to set a bandwidth limit and transfer files. For that, you can use the -vw limit equal to 100. So you can set the bandwidth for the file transfer so that it will not exceed that bandwidth limit. In this video we saw how to transfer files from one server to another using the rsync command, and we also saw some mostly used options during the file transfer. Thanks for watching this video. Post your comments and suggestions. Please share and subscribe to my channel. Press the bell button to get instant notifications on my videos. You can follow me on this Instagram ID and Facebook page. For any queries, you can reach me on this Skype ID.